Welcome to ReginaldESQ. I'm Underhook and this is my review of the Tier 6 Japanese medium tank, the Type 4 Chito. Now the Chito, is it any good? Yeah, it's a good tank. Quite a good tank. I've really enjoyed driving this tank. However, I didn't enjoy it when I first got it, and I'll explain why in a minute, but first let's get into the review. It has 820 hit points, which I think is the most of any Tier 6 medium tank. It's very, very good number of hit points. Weighs from 33 to 35 tonne, has 400 horsepower with the upgraded engine. Has a speed limit of 45 kilometers an hour, but it does take quite a while to reach 45, and it really you need a flat road to get there. Downhill you can go well over 50, but steep hill. But yeah, it's not a good accelerating tank. Has a traverse speed of 30, which is adequate. Has a turret traverse of 36, which is very, very good. I love the speed of the turret traverse on this tank. The view range is 360, which is average. Some of the medium tanks have 370, some have 360. This one has 360. Now, but the signal range of 750 is fantastic and is the best of any Tier 6 medium tank. So you can use this quite effectively as a scout, and you're able to radio the positions to most of the tanks on the battlefield, so it's very, very good from that point of view. Now, I will now talk about the gun. Let's get the gun up. Actually, I won't talk about the gun yet. I'll talk about the grind. Let's have a look. The research. Okay, I upgraded the turret last, and I'll show you why I did that, and tell you why I was wrong to do it. Why I did it was because I looked at the stats, and the prototype turret, which is the first turret you start with, armor 75, 50, 50. The updated 75, 50, 50, so same armor. Traverse speed 36, exactly the same. View range 360, exactly the same. Weight 6,500. The upgraded turret 7,000. So it weighs 500 kilos more, and you get nothing for it. I assumed I would get a hit point upgrade, and you do. It goes from 740 up to the full 820, so it's a big hit point increase. But I thought, well, I'm not that big on hit points. You know, really what I want is a faster tank and agility and gun depression and all that. But I was wrong. That's not all you get from the turret, and I'll explain that in a minute. When I first got this tank, I hated it because it was very slow, and the gun depression on this tank is only 6.5 degrees, which is awful. A tank with no armor has terrible gun depression, which means you have to completely expose your tank on a hill to get a shot off, and then everyone hits you while you're trying to back down the hill. It was terrible, and my win rate went, after about 20 something games, my win rate was down at 19%. 19. Anyway, once I upgraded and got the turret, which I unfortunately did last, it completely changes the tank. Here's why. The gun goes from having, with the new turret, goes from having 15 rate of fire to a 15.79 rate of fire. The accuracy goes from 0.37 to 0.36, and the aiming time goes from 2.3 to 2.1, all just from getting the new turret. As well as that, the gun depression goes from 6.5 degrees to 10 degrees. So it goes from being incapable of fighting on a hill to being really good at fighting on a hill. Completely and utterly changes the tank. Shortly after I got the turret, my win rate went up to 49%. I then had 3 days of atrocious luck, like losing 7 games in a row, stuff like that. Really enjoying the game in the tank, playing really well, but just losing every game, and my win rate went back down to 40. Now it's about 44, it's coming back up, but I had 3 days in a row of just terrible games. Anyway, the turret completely changes the tank. Also, the engine, when you get it, this tank is very slow, frustratingly slow, and I thought, oh my god, it's way too slow. However, the normal engine has 300. When you upgrade the engine, it goes to 400, so it's a 33% increase in power, and it accelerates a lot better. It's still not fast and still slows down a fair bit up hills, but without the engine it's atrocious. With the engine it's acceptable. Okay, That said, so now I've told you the gun depression is very good on this tank and it carries on that tradition. The Chi-Nu, by the way, there might have been a bit of confusion when I reviewed that because I was looking at the Chi-Nu Kai for reference because I didn't have any official stats. The Chi-Nu Kai does also have 10 degrees of gun depression. On the Chi-Nu does, sorry. The Chi-Nu Kai I think only has 6.5, but the Chi-Nu does have 10 degrees of gun depression. So, what else has improved on this tank? It's basically looks the same as the Chi-Nu. I'll get the Chi-Nu up. There it is. Looks the same, but it's bigger. And there's back to the Chi-To. So the Chi-To is a bigger tank. Other than that, it looks pretty much the same, but they've upgraded the frontal armor, thankfully. So it's gone from 50 mils to 75 mils, basically front. Frontal armor 75, hull side 50. Sorry, hull side of the hull, sorry, is 35, and the rear is 35. So the side armor is trash still. The turret though is 75 at the front, 50 at the side and 50 at the back, but I'll go into more detail on the armor shortly. However, they have greatly increased the strength of the mantlet, which helps a lot when you're hill fighting, and you will bounce some shots from smaller tanks like tier 5s, some tier 6s and tier 4s will bounce off your mantlet, which is good. And I'll explain that. I'm going to use Tank Inspector in a minute to explain the armor a bit better. Camouflage wise, this tank is average for a tier 6 medium tank. The German tanks have terrible camouflage. Most of the other tanks have very good camouflage. This one falls in the middle, so it's not bad. That's actually, I think that's about all there is to say for it, other than the tracks on his tank appear to be very weak, and you get tracked constantly. I wouldn't say every game I get tracked, but well, actually almost every game if I get hit, I get tracked. I carry the small repair kit and the large repair kit, and I generally, a lot of games I use them both. In fact, modules per se on this tank get damaged a lot, like your gun gets damaged, everything gets damaged pretty easily. However, the tracks are a biggie. They get damaged a lot, so you definitely need repair kits. Other than that, I did have repair kit as one of my equipment, but I've now changed it to vents. I've got camouflage net and binocs, and probably wouldn't mind getting coated optics because I'm not stationary that often. And my crew for the videos is pretty much 100%, and I've pretty much split them between repairs and camouflage, and I've got mentor on my commander to try and get the other skills up quicker. I will now get into I'll now go into Tank Inspector. You can have a look at that, and then we'll get into some gameplay. So here we are in Tank Inspector, and here's the Chi-To, and wherever I put the crosshair here, it will show me the thickness of the armor, and this colored banding here, it shows the actual thickness. So there it says it's 75 mils, and underneath that it says equivalent, and in a moment it says 84. So what it's saying is at this angle, the armor, and this sloping, the armor is 84 mils equivalent thick. So if I turn it quite angled like that and I put it there, it's saying even though it's 75 mils of armor, it's actually the equivalent of being 114 mils of armor on that angle. The side here is only 35 mils of armor, and it's equivalent of 47 on an angle. If we put it on that angle, it goes to 87 equivalent. So great little thingy, and you can learn what is the best angle for your tank. So if you're going to have here and say, oh well, I've got 90 there and I've got about 70 there, so I could still be pinned easily on the side. Here it's 89, here it's 75, that's not too bad. Here 86, here 92, so maybe a bit more, 86, 81. So that's about the perfect angle for this tank. And there you go, to maximize your side and front armor together. So that gives you a pretty good idea. Now I'm going to color code it because it shows you more easily what we're looking at as far as the armor goes. So on the front here, you can see these bits here are all 75 mils thick, and there's a little bit of sloping, so it comes up a bit more than that. This green area here though is only 20 mils thick, so it will be very easily penetrated. Even the equivalent there is only comes out as 27. So that's terrible. Okay, so this upper glacis, I suppose you'd call it, it's not really a glacis, it's really upper hull, is easily pierced. But that's why you want to be using this on hills or hull down all the time, so that they can't get that area. Now, as I said, the mantlet is greatly improved. You can see this pink area here is the equivalent, it's actually 150 mils, it's the equivalent of 190. This red area here is 150 mils thick, around the mantlet there, and this area here is 95 mils thick, which will still help bounce quite a few shots. Now, this side area here is the 75 mils quick, 75 mils, and because it's pretty much flat, hasn't got much sloping, even the equivalent is still pretty much 75 mil. So you're not going to bounce a lot with that area, but the actual mantlet you can. Now previously I've said the cupola is a very weak spot, however, the actual armour on the ring of the cupola is not bad. It's 95 mils thick, and down a little bit lower there, which is going to be hard to hit, it's 75. So that's actually pretty good, and considering if you don't hit in the middle, if you're a little bit off with your aiming, so equivalent there becomes 100. It starts to increase because it's getting angled. So that's not too bad. However, the very top is only 20 mils. So if I hit the top of your cupola, you're in big trouble. People still do aim for the cupola though. That's probably the most often place I get penetrated, simply because when you hold down all the time, they can see that, and it's probably it's the highest thing sticking up, and so they go for it. But I have bounced a few shots, especially here when they've aimed right near the gun. So you can bounce shots there, but look, you can't rely on bouncing shots with this tank. The other thing that's interesting to note is this area here, which is the 50 mils of armor, is quite good from the front. You see you're getting 104 there. But look at the side and you'll see that it's only that front section of the side that is 50. The rear part of the side is only 35 mils of armor. The rear gets another 50 mil plate, but that area there is only 50 mil. The rest of the tank is very easily penetrated. It's not worth talking about. But anyway, thought I'd show you that. Great little program, and worth getting if you can get your hands on it. It's free download. Okay, I'm not going to show you the whole game on this one. I'm just going to show you a small bit so that you can see the gun depression. Shows off the gun depression, the accuracy, and shows off a little bit of the mantlet and cupola, how it all works. So I've just crept up here. I'm trying to get a very good hull down position. Someone's banging into the back of my tank at the moment, which doesn't help. So we managed to get the lucky last shot on the P28, 115 damage, which destroys it. So we got a little kill there. And what I'm going to do, if I bounce a shot, I'm going to stop it and we'll have a look and see how we bounced, or if we get hit, we'll stop and have a look and see where it went in, so we can analyse the armour a little bit. We get a nice one in there into the turret of the KV-1. All tier 6 games here. I take my time and we get a shot into his cupola, as you can see there. Okay, we bounced the shot there, so let's stop, have a look, and we can see there it's hit the edge of the mantlet and then slid up towards the cupola. Oh, and now we get hit with another shot just after that. Someone else shoots this and does go through our cupola. So the first one hit the corner of the mantlet, slid up and bounced off the cupola. The second shot from the Type 58 actually does almost the same thing, slides along the top and actually goes into the cupola. Okay, we'll go back and see if we can get some revenge. I just got penetrated again by the Type 58. He's got my number. Let's have a look. Now he's gone to the top part there, which is only 20 mils thick, remember? Okay, so let's see if we can get one on him. Oh no, the Type 150. As you can see, gun is accurate. Now we just bounced another shot there. Where did that go? That looks to me as if it's gone along the same spot, but hasn't managed to penetrate the cupola. There's a few skid marks there, crikey. So you can see, all I'm really giving them is cupola, so that's what they're all targeting. Now we get that Panzer IV there, and he bounced a shot of us, so let's see where that one went. Oh, now here, he hits the mantlet. See that little bit sticking out the top of the gun there? He's hit that, and just behind there as well. So that's very, very strong, that part, remember, from the tank inspector, so he hasn't managed to penetrate that. So you can see gun depression on this tank is excellent. And Type 58 gets a shot on us, but we managed to get rid of him, so it was quite satisfying. Now where did he get us? Looks like he's gone into the pre-existing hole there and made another hole, another skid mark on the existing one. He's gone for the exact same spot and managed to get us there. It's a bit of a lucky shot for me. That one, I think. And that's it. We now managed to go up the hill and take the game out.
Time to roll out.
The map is Lakeville. It's a normal mode. So we both have our bases at the opposite end of the lake. I tried a few games going into town and yeah, trying to move around and hide behind buildings and stuff. But once they found me, I was just getting blown away. People don't have much respect for you when you've got no armor and your gun doesn't do a heck of a lot of damage compared to, say, a heavy tank. So I decided to go and take up a sniping position, sort of like I would in maybe a tank destroyer. The gun is fairly accurate, so you can kind of do that. Our M5 Stuart just got wasted down there, so there's somebody coming up. I decided to move to get a shot, and there it is, a tiger. I fire where I think he would be when he went past, and look, he's had a hit, so maybe he's lost a little bit of health, which would be consistent with what our gun does. So he might have hit him. Just moving here to get a bit of a shot at his track.
Critical hit.
We hit his track, but he was already tracked, so I don't think we really helped much there. Anyway. I'm moving now to try and get a shot on him, which I do have, but I don't have enough time to aim. Or not effectively aim anyway. I probably could have just fired, but yeah. So I'm moving back to my little hidey hole. Just firing in case he's sticking his nose out, that tiger, and maybe we can't see him at the moment, but he might be sticking his nose out, so I fire a couple of shots, and there he is, and no, he's not. There's his gun. Why not? Let's have a shot.
We didn't penetrate their armor.
How's that for accuracy? We hit his gun. So it said we didn't do any damage, or we didn't penetrate, but I'm sure we would have damaged that gun. If you hit the gun, I'm sure we did critical damage to it. Oh, maybe we didn't. I figure I'll try the trick again. And he's dead before my shell gets there. Just firing a couple of shots around where I think somebody could be camping. And here we go, KV2. 470 metres.
That one bounced.
Having a lot of trouble with the front of the turret there. It's dropping low anyway, so that's why I'm aiming at that sort of mantlet area, because I can see the shells are dropping lower than that.
Enemy is hit.
KV1S, we get a penetration. Whoa, they're really going for it, these guys. They're rushing us.
Penetration.
Just trying to make sure I can use this rock as a bit of cover.
Enemy armor is hit.
Good thing about KV1S, 374 metres is pretty much long range for them. Their guns aren't very accurate. And they're more worried about our KV1S down there, although they've killed him now.
Enemy armor is hit.
As you can see, no problems penetrating a KV1S.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
Now the KV2 is a bit closer, 370 metres this time. I'm trying to aim just below the mantlet because it's dropped. The shells are dropping low, so that should hit hopefully just the top of the hull, just beneath the turret, which is what I wanted. Well, he's almost dead, that KV2, so that was worth it. Another KV1S. Whoa, KV3.
That one didn't go
Couldn't
through.
track him there. I tried to track him, didn't work.
We didn't penetrate their armor.
Still didn't track him. Holy Christ, I'm just going to go for the
Enemy is
turret.
hit. Penetration.
Someone's shooting at me, but it's about to Lux. It's bouncing off me.
Enemy is hit.
Looks like I'm actually I'm quite well angled towards the Lux, so that worked out well. I just moved some behind the rock a little bit more, so the Lux can't hit me. I realise we're in a lot of trouble here. It's 8-9. We're one tank behind, but these guys are really coming hard through here. It looks like they've sent almost every tank this direction. Oh, that was a bad miss.
We've lost half.
Oh, I've been hit by an M6. It did a bit of damage to me. He's fired another shot at me, but missed, fortunately. I just fire a shot over there. I can't see him. I'll get behind this rock here again. I lost sight of him. He might have lost sight of me too. His SU's come through that space again, and we get a shot into him this time. Do some damage. He's not going to be silly enough to stick himself through there again. The other KV1S is back. Alright, so we've...
We didn't penetrate
it's
their
hard to
armor.
penetrate that M6. He gets another shot into me. And it looks like he might be coming for me. No, he's going for someone else. Oh, he's going for our VK. Got to try and protect our VK.
Enemy is hit.
We managed to get shot into him there, which is good. We missed with that one. He's pointing his gun at us now. We're getting another shot in. We need to back off. And our VK is dead. It's 10-11, but I'm in a lot of trouble here. I can't see any backup anywhere near me. It's not looking good. This M6 is coming for me. Unfortunately, his armor
Enemy armor
is too much for me. I got a shot into him, but
Get out.
looks like the Lux actually finished me off. Good luck to him. Unfortunately, we managed to lose that game, but it was fairly close. As you can see, we hit a lot of tanks, did a bit of damage, and we killed 3 KV-1S. Considering that's a tier 6 tank and we're a tier 6 medium, to kill 3 KV-1S is awesome. I must admit, it felt very good doing that. And let's have a look at the next screen. So our team results, we finished on top for our team with for experience with 779, quite a bit more than anyone else. And damage, we finished on top as well with 2,730, is it? And which is quite a bit more than anyone else as well. In fact, that's more than anyone on either team. So we did very well there. And shots fired 47, direct hits 32. Wow. So great rate of fire. Penetrations 24. We did bounce a fair few, especially off that KV2, and the M6 was a bit hard to penetrate on some angles as well. From range anyway. Damage was 2,730, which is absolutely awesome. I think that's my best game in the tank, the most damage I've managed to do. Hits received 14, penetrations 11, so we managed to bounce a few, I think, from the Lux. Potential damage received, yeah, just over 1,000. We damaged 8 tanks and destroyed 3, which is great. A little bit of spotting damage as well. Profit-wise, it's not hugely profitable, but it's not bad. We got 779 experience on a losing team is awesome, and it came up to 1168. So we would have got probably over 1,000 if we'd won that game, or if we had got a medal. Oh, darn it! If we had got a medal. All right, on to the next game.
Let's get this show on the road.
Okay, the map is Mines. I'm in my Cheeto. And tier 7 match. I'm in a tier 6 tank. So there's only 3 tier 7s on each team. All the rest are tier 6 tanks, except I think there's a tier 5 scout on their team. Actually, we've got 2 tier 5s on our team. We've got a scout and we've got a Churchill 1 heavy. I decided to go towards the hill there. Now, as you can see, the tank isn't super fast up hills. Accelerates, okay, goes okay on the flat, but once you start going uphill, it really slows down. So we've got someone going up the hill, which is excellent. Now, they haven't sent much to their hill. They've got a couple of tier 6 mediums, which is not good. You usually should send at least sort of one of your heavies or a tank destroyer up here. Looks like I might get a shot on the Comet. Between 2 layers of bush, so he won't see me.
Penetrate their armor.
We bounce off his turret. I don't know where that shot went. Missed. So we've got the hill, and now they've got a light tank and a medium tank. This is a big mistake on their part. Well, not these guys are doing the right things, it's their fault. Oh, we hit him, but we only get critical. So I'm not off to a very good start here. I'm hitting people, doing no damage. It gets better though. Now the enemy doesn't realise now they've got no one guarding this area.
Critical hit.
Oh, come on, let me do some damage, will you? Yay! Okay. And now I'm getting them from behind. I was so excited when I realised I was behind the enemy, and just thought, oh, this can't last. Someone's going to pop up and shoot me, or I'm going to get hit by artillery or something.
Penetration.
What you do witness here is, though, the refusal to believe that there's somebody behind them. Nearly all of these drivers, this guy doesn't. He turns at least and faces me, but he can't see me because of that bush. But it's the refusal to believe that somebody's behind them so early in the game. As I said, this guy has turned to face me. He's trying to do something. He just can't see me.
That one didn't go
But
through.
you watch the other people. They just
They're knocked out.
they just refuse to accept it. And yeah, it's amazing. Or they're so fixed on, I guess, firing on a forward position and trying to achieve something. So I see a Cheeto there exposing himself, firing on one of our tanks, trying to make up the side.
Penetration.
He doesn't move. He should be moving by now.
Enemy is hit.
This guy's obviously not real smart.
They're knocked out.
As far as World of Tanks goes, he may be a very intelligent person, but when playing World of Tanks, he wasn't very clever just then. So we well and truly have the backs of the enemy now. Their artillery has been nailed by our other tank there that was coming up the side, so I don't have to worry about exposing myself now. I know I'm... Look at this back of a KV-1S. Oh, someone else gets it. Okay. So I've got 3 kills. We're only 4 minutes into the game. Another KV-1S. We have his back.
Damaged.
Now look at this E25 just off to the right. So KV-1S didn't even try and face us. This E25 hasn't even realised I'm there. I must have been spotted by him. Must have been spotted.
Enemy is hit.
And look at him hiding there. He's just oblivious to the fact that I'm here. He's still shooting forward.
Gotcha.
So I guess there's a lesson here for all of us, and that is, you know, you've got to watch your map, so you know when people are behind you. Also, you need to realise when an area is caved. That centre of the map caved. Half these guys should have just turned back to defend their backs, but nobody did. That Churchill, once he realised, tried, but he just couldn't see me, so he was stuffed. Now I've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kills. I want a Top Gun. There are only 2 enemy left. There are 5 of us left. There's the VK, and there's the E25. The VK hasn't got a lot of health left. We're going to have trouble penetrating. So I switched to premium ammo. I've got 3 rounds of premium, so I've now switched to premium. The E25 presents itself, so I take the shot, and he gets a shot into me. So exchange hits, and it looked like we both did exactly 137 damage to each other. We both did the same. Now somebody gets the VK, and I'm going, no! I'm going to lose my Top Gun, because I was just going to go around the back there and shoot him. Oh no, I'm not going to get my Top Gun. Here he is.
Enemy armor is hit.
I didn't do it. I didn't damage him. Oh,
Armor is destroyed.
thankfully. Top Gun. So, Top Gun, yay, and we won too, so that was good. And it was our 2nd class badge, so obviously it takes a bit to get mastery in this tank, which is a good sign. That usually means it's a good tank if it's hard to get mastery, because that means people are getting, on average, good scores, good amount of experience in the tank. Okay, lovely. I love looking at those screens. Yay. Okay, team screen. Stop gloating. We obviously came on top for experience. 1171 raw experience is awesome in any tank. It's always good to get that much experience. Over 1,000 I always think is really, really great. Damage wise, we didn't do the most. Our KV-1S did 2,500, so he did actually more than me. Yeah, I think we can agree though I played a pivotal role in that game by coming through the back. Shots fired 32, direct hits 26, so accuracy is okay, pretty good. Penetrations though, 23 out of 26 is fantastic. I don't think we shot at a lot of tier 7 tanks though. It was mainly tier 6s. I'm not sure about the E25, whether that's a tier 7 or a tier 6 tank. Anyway, it doesn't have great armor anyway. So hits received 1, penetration 1, yep. And potential, I would forget about that. Enemy spotted 1, damaged 9, destroyed 6. Base capture points, we got a few of those, and base defense points we got 31. So yeah, look, even with the Top Gun, earnings not bad, but not fantastic considering our tank hardly got damaged. It's alright. And yeah, experience was awesome with that premium came to 1756, which is very nice indeed. Thank you for watching my review of the Cheeto. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, a like. And if you want to see more reviews, please subscribe to ReginaldESQ. Until next video, have fun.